Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Senate hate speech bill for Nigerians to decide. Lawmaking allows for all sides of the argument to be heard and the true will of the people established before the bill becomes law. Federal government being guided by laws on Showerese's Malami. Ex-Governor Yari government under probe for 200 billion naira fraud. Nigeria loses $400 billion illicit cash to foreign havens. APC NWC lifts suspension on Akeredolu. Lagos Prince X7 sentenced to death. Oyo Assembly to screen council caretakers today. Let's start with Nigeria loses $400 billion illicit cash to foreign havens. What's that about?
So the Attorney General of Nigeria and the Chief Justice of Nigeria was saying that there are a lot of Nigerian money that is being shipped abroad. Complacent in this are multinational companies in Nigeria. Also complicit in these are banks. And these funds, they are now saying that we have enacted a legal framework and established several dedicated institutions focused on preventing and combating diverse manifestation of corruption. Many of our political leaders move Nigerian money abroad and they are tracing it and trying to see how they could stop it from there. But there are some countries that have become safe haven for this. They didn't mention the countries, but they said that they are looking through all the process to track how it's been done.
Very interesting. Yeah. The major headline, go ahead, please.
Yes, so the Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, has promised Nigerians yesterday that the hate speech bill, they will give an opportunity to everybody to, Nigerians, so to speak.
There'll be a public hearing.
Yes, there will be a public hearing. They will give an opportunity to everyone to make contributions on the hate speech bill, saying that that bill alone has elicited a lot of responses, a lot of attacks since it was being passed. So Nigerians should go back and get ready their points so that whatever it is that they decide will be what the Senate will carry out at the end of the
that
day.
Anybody that is against this hate speech, gather your people together and come for the public hearing so that everybody can hear what you have to say if you're against it, and that it won't be passed unless people approve of it.
You see, I'm happy that I'm giving this kind of attention to this, but I would like other bills equally to have this similar attention. Especially the bill concerning gender equity.
Yes,
really
if they should let us
we need to speak up.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't speak up,
we
this bill would have
have senators who are speaking already, but unfortunately they are overpowered in the Senate. Let's move on to the Punch. December 31st minimum wage negotiation deadline. Oyo, Rivers, Kwara, Gombe, others fail to raise panels. Commissioners list women storm Abiodun's office with stoves and mats. Oshomole's loyalist fumes as Obaseki labels ex-governor pathological liar. Man hires kidnappers, kills brother's 7-year-old boy over 300,000 naira ransom. I can't ask DSS to release Showerese's Malami. APC lifts suspension on Akeredolu, Amosu, Okorocha, others. And refineries lost 111 billion naira in 9 months, says NNPC. Let's start with this human interest story. This man that was hired, he hired three...
Yeah, he hired 3 guys.
Kidnappers, yes.
His name is Seidu. And he hired 3 guys to kidnap his brother's son 7 years old. And they killed him. They killed him because... First, let me say why he kidnapped him. He kidnapped him because he has asked his brother to pay for his 3rd marriage. That one refused to give him money to pay for his 3rd marriage. So he now organizes the kidnap. They asked for 5 million, but they released the boy after they said they would release the boy after 300,000. They accepted the 300,000. They didn't release the boy. They killed him. They strangled him. And they found them and they took them to the river, Ogun River, in Lafenwa, where they had dumped the body. And the police found the body.
I think the boy had recognized.
Yes, that was what I was going to say.
The boy had recognized him, so he knew that.
Which is why they killed him.
That's why they killed him, right? And we just really hope that justice is served.
Yoruba says that for things don't come from outside unless it's from inside. This is really, really sad.
Then in Ogun State, the women are complaining that the governor did not live up to his promise of ensuring 50% representation of women in his cabinet, because right now, according to them, they only have about 11% representation. And what they're saying that the minimum that is expected was 35%, but he had promised 50%, but now he's only doing 11%.
I'm happy they're protesting. They should continue protesting.
But, these things are always seen as though the thing that those that did not get appointed that are
but when we make campaign, a lot of our politicians make campaign promises that they forget when they get into. Yes, they don't have intention to fulfill, and they forget when they get into power. So we must hold these people accountable when we see that they're not doing what they promised us to do.
Major story, yes. So, you know, the NLC has given 31st of December as the deadline for all the consequential adjustment negotiations to have been completed, so that at least our workers will have 30,000 naira minimum wage for their Christmas. But now some states have not even started negotiations at all. So they mentioned the states here. We have Ogun State, Gombe, Cross River, Rivers, Plateau, Kwara, Anambra, and Oyo. As a matter of fact, Ogun workers have said that the NLC there has said that they've been sending letters to the state government, but about 5 letters. Nobody has said anything, no response, no letter back, no plans to have that committee. So they are giving a 2-day warning strike, which is going to be happening on the 19th and 20th, saying that if nothing is done after that 2-day warning strike, they'll go on indefinite strike in January. Other states are complaining as well. Plateau is there and some other states.
Daily Sun, moving on very quickly. UK probes Nigerian church, where members sow seed with blood. Buhari to sign 2020 budget on Tuesday. Picture here of our Governor of Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, with author Miss Mona Chimbonu during the launch of her book, Father's Will in Lagos yesterday. Fantastic. I'm happy that that made front page. Lagos Prince, ex-domestic staff sentenced to death for murder of businesswoman. 15 brigadier generals redeployed in fresh army shakeup. Southeast roadblocks to remain till IGP. So that's till ... IGP. Okay, let's talk about the major headline, then we'll talk about the domestic staff. What's the major headline, YK?
The major headline is the UK program. It's called the SPAC Church, and it's actually over. It's not what is in the story.
Sensational.
It's sensational. That's the word. The charity organization committee is investigating SPAC Church because there have been allegations of misappropriation. They ask people to steal, beg, borrow, or steal to pay for the church to live lavishly.
Where does the blood part come in? I was trying to read the story. I understand where the blood part.
There's no blood part. That's why I say it's if you have to sell your blood.
Okay,
whatever it is, you need to do. Just do and bring money to church.
And there are allegations that the senior pastor in the church was actually an ex-convict. He's been in jail in UK, Spain, I think Belgium, and other countries. So,
so there's a lot more to this story that probably will come out later.
Actually, about 2-3 weeks ago, my friend sent me a lot of interviews by some people from the churches, complaining and saying, they make you beg, they make you steal, they don't care how you make money.
Just bring the money.
Just bring the money.
For real. So obviously they're probing this, and we'll see where that comes in. The IGP, go ahead.
The IGP of police had a meeting with all commissioners from all 36 states in preparation for the festive season, and in that he spoke about the roadblock issue in the southeast, saying that the reason roadblocks will remain in the southeast is because there needs to be visibility of police officers doing stop and search, that it is not really roadblocks per se, it is just stop and search so as to deter crimes from taking place within that area. So because people were complaining that they wanted the police to get off the main route during the festive season, and they're saying they're not going to pull out yet because people need to see the police on the road and able to trust that their lives will be safe while driving.
All right, moving on to Vanguard. Move on to Vanguard. Why Senate will okay Buhari's $30 billion loan bid, says Lawan. Lagos Prince, domestic staff sentenced to death for murder. Senate won't pass hate speech bill. APC's National Working Committee lifts suspension on Akaredolu and most Okorocha and others. Let's talk about the Lagos Prince.
Yes. So the son of the former Oba of Lagos, Prince Adewale Oyekon. Sorry. And he's the former domestic servant of Mrs. Alahaja Sikirat Ekun. Did I get that? Ekun. This is serious. So she was murdered. She employed the former prince to work. She's a restaurant, and so employed him as the manager of the restaurant. Right. But then they had an issue. I think she sacked the other guy, the Balogun guy, after a while, and then both of them connived and plotted to kill her. So they strangled her and put her in the well alongside with generator.
Covered her body.
Dumped generator on her and one of the, I think the gas cylinder to make her go down 1,000 feet of the well. Then sent a text message to the family members that she had gone for Salah, she traveled and all of that. So after 2 months, yes, from her phone. So after 2 months, the family members found out that she was actually killed by those two. The case has been in court since 2011. Yes.
And the judge found that it was premeditated.
Yeah.
And that's why he's been sentenced to death.
life. Yeah.
So our Senate President, speaking concerning the past 6 months of what they've been doing in the upper chambers, mentioned that they would approve the loan that the president asked for, $29.96 billion, which was rejected by the 8th Assembly, saying that they've given them more details on what they want to spend the money on. And well, that was what
to ensure that
they would do a critical look.
Each of this, that the loan is tied to specific projects such that it is paid.
So just one thing. No, actually two things. One, the Senate President cannot decide what they would approve without the permission of the entire. It hasn't gone through the clearing. They said that they would approve it. So you cannot say we would approve it when the entire, you haven't presented it to the Senate. Everybody hasn't agreed that they would approve it yet. It hasn't passed the hearing. That's one question. I'm just wondering. Number two, part of the things that were listed in this critical breakdown of what they want to spend this money on is our Niger Bridge. And I thought that that was paid for completely already. So I have a few questions with this list, and I'm asking my senators representing me to also ask about all of this, because some people are saying that some of the projects had already been paid for, some of them have already been budgeted for. So let's now have this entire, before you approve, let the Senate not be a rubber stamp or whatever the president wants.
They should itemize what they want to do with all of these money.
They've itemized it. They've itemized it. What we're asking is that some of the people there are contrary claims that some of the things in this list we've heard paid for years back is being paid for completely. So we want to be sure.
What's damning is the fact that our debt has risen to 24.9 trillion naira.
That is
and obviously WHO and everybody is complaining.
Last question.
Complaining especially. IMF is complaining, saying that we are stretching too thin. We're being stretched too thin.
Last question. What's the terms of this loan? What's the percentage of our interest? How long are we going to pay? What are we going to spend servicing the loan? It shouldn't be just said to be. It shouldn't be just said to the Senate. We Nigerians, because our children will be the one paying for this loan. We should know.
Four questions. That was only one.
That is why it's been tied to a project. So, for example, if it's tied to a railway lines, for example, so we know that as you're paying tickets, part of this money is going back to it. So that's why it's insisting that this loan is tied to certain infrastructure development such that it can pay for itself eventually. Okay, we have to wrap up. Let me just quickly take the headlines in Nigerian Tribune. Rule of law would determine Shore's release, says Malami. I honestly didn't understand what
he said they were following the rule of law. That's all.
Nigeria would decide fate of hate speech. We talked about that. Let's find a story we've not mentioned. Army redeploys 20 major generals in shake-up. And very quickly to The Guardian. Government to spend 414 billion on subsidy in 2020. I'm surprised Dr. didn't take that story. Okay. And resign now, Edo APC tells Oshomole. Unfortunately, that's all we can take on Front Page Review.